up here so I can see the comments. There we go. Okay. Hello. All right, and oh, I see live videos on YouTube. Hmm. Something's playing audio somewhere. Here? No, it's here. What did I turn the sound off? Sound up. Alright. And then try to pull it up on YouTube if you can. Alright. Hey guys, what's up? It's Dean. Welcome to the third week of these nutrition talks. Unfortunately, Jesse couldn't join me today, but he's going to be back next week, and we're going to do a full segment. Make sure to turn the sound off. Hit this, not that button, on the actual thing. Yeah, there we go. All right, cool. So this week it's just gonna be me talking about weight loss, but next week we're gonna have Jesse back and we're gonna do a full session. I'm gonna tell you what I know about weight loss this week, which happens to be a pretty decent amount. Kind of the goals of, if you just joined me for this session, by the way, kind of the goals for this session, for this live broadcast, and if you're not watching this live, then just for this video in general, I want to give you some actionable tips to losing weight. We're going to talk about yoga, we're going to talk about exercise in general, we're going to talk about fat loss, how does it happen, and we're going to talk about some other factors that go into weight loss as well. So specifically for this presentation, when I say weight loss, I really mean I'm talking about burning fat or losing fat, because I think most people at this point realize that you're not always going to lose overall weight when you start a fitness program, because what happens is you start to build muscle. So what we're really focused on is body composition. So you could be 165 pounds and you could be 8% body fat, or you could be 165 pounds and you could be at 30% body fat. What's important is the body composition. It's important how much lean muscle mass you have and how little fat you have. So when I say fat burning or when I say weight loss, I'm really referring to losing overall fat and improving body composition. So, all right, let's get started. First off, how do you lose fat? So the reason why we accumulate fat is a combination of a few factors. Number one is poor diet. The standard American diet, the SAD, is awful for you. It has way too many carbs, not enough vegetables, not enough healthy fats, typically too much meat, and really it's the carbs that are screwing everything up. A lot of processed breads, bread in general, too much pasta, too many noodles, that kind of thing. So that's the first aspect is the diet. People are screwing up the diet. Number two is the lack of exercise or the lack of movement. People just aren't exercising enough. We're not moving enough. And the exercise that we are doing is not leading to weight loss, mostly out of ignorance. So there are tons of different exercises, but it might be that the way that we're doing them and the way that we're combining it with the other factors of our lifestyle aren't leading to weight loss. So it's important that you put all of these together. The other aspect is a lack of sleep. Most people aren't getting, I would say most people in the world aren't getting enough sleep. Definitely here in the United States, people are not getting enough sleep, working too much, waking up too early, going to bed too late, not getting high quality sleep because people are on their phones. So sleep is one reason why weight accumulation occurs. And then stress management, just not managing stress. When your body is stressed, that puts a signal to to your hormones that you should conserve energy. It makes you think that you are in a fight or flight state, which means that you are going to hold on to fat stores because your body thinks that you may be going into a dangerous, or not a dangerous situation, but you could be going into a period of prolonged scarcity. And so even when you're, so even if you know that you're not going to be in one of those, you know you're always going to have access to food for the most part, your body thinks otherwise. Your body is still the body that existed 10,000 years ago when food was not in easy supply. So when you get stressed, your body holds on to food, you keep more fat. So that's kind of a general outline of the things that lead to having fat. Now let's talk about some stuff within each of those categories to losing fat. And actually, before I do that, I want to say, so why should you be interested in losing fat in the first place? Maybe you just don't care about fitness that much. Maybe you just don't care about what your body looks like, and maybe you just don't care about aesthetics. So why do you care about losing? Why should you care about losing fat? Well, aesthetics aside, when you have more fat than you should, so when you're, I'm going to say above 15% body fat, let's say that should be a goal, I think, maybe 16%. But when you have a higher percentage of body fat, you are at a higher risk for heart disease, cancer, overall health problems. There's diabetes to be worried about. Anyways, the point is, I could go through a whole laundry list of health problems, but when you have higher fat, your body does not fight disease as well, and as a result, you are at a higher risk. Not to mention the increased stress on your body. There's whatever. Being overweight is unhealthy. So even if you don't care about how you look, then you should be concerned because you are increasing your risk of disease. You are shortening your lifespan. And from a aesthetic standpoint, there's a reason why people find overweight less attractive. Now, reason goes back to, again, we talked about this, Jesse kind of talked about this, weight is a sign, is a good indicator of poor health. So we're looking for lean muscle mass when we're looking for potential mates. And that's why being overweight is seen as less attractive, because it's seen as less able to protect, it's seen as less fertile. People who are overweight have lower testosterone. So being overweight is, that's why from a biological standpoint, we find being overweight less attractive. All right, so let's get into exercise. And the first thing, we're talking about exercise in general, but the first thing we'll talk about is, let's address some of the, I guess some of the myths, because most people think that cardio is the best way to lose weight. But there's a lot of research coming out now that suggests that cardio could actually increase weight. So if you're just doing cardio on its own, you're not improving your diet, not improving your sleep, you could actually gain weight. And the reason for that is when you're running, it can increase your stress. If you're running for a prolonged period of time, or if you're running very quickly, that's a lot of stress. And when you are stressed, you are going to hold on to weight, as we discussed before. So running might not be the best way to lose weight. Also, from just a functional fitness standpoint, if you are overweight, running is going to be really tough on your joints. It's going to be something that isn't sustainable. So running is going to hurt you if you are overweight. So that might be another reason why running or cardio isn't great for you. Again, it's a higher stress. Chris, I'm clearly giving a present. Guys, I don't know why people leave like completely irrelevant. It's really disrespectful just leaving irrelevant comments when I'm giving a presentation. I don't get it. YouTube, be better. So cardio might not be the best thing for you. Again, it's going to be stressful on your joints. it might not lead to building muscle, which is what we're really after. The other thing I want to talk about is measuring or looking at your workout in terms of calories burned for overall effectiveness. Edward, can you do me a favor and switch to the Facebook window over on the screen?
Sure.
I'm gonna check those comments. So people look at workouts as people look at workouts in terms of calories burned. So a lot of people will look at maybe Orange Theory, or they'll look at their spin class and they'll say, wow, I gained 1,200, or let's say I burned 1,200. I'll burn 1,200 calories doing this workout. And what we really want to look at is, what is the workout going to do for your body after the workout's over? Because if you just go and burn 1,200 calories in an hour, you're basically depleting your body's energy stores. You're going to be really hungry and you're going to eat like crazy after that workout. What we really want to do when we're looking at a workout is what does it do for your body on a long-term basis, or what does the workout do for your body over the next few hours, the next couple of days? And what we found, and what science has found, and what the fitness world in general has found, is that the most effective workout in terms of the long term is one that helps to build muscle. So really, the best types of workouts are the ones that build muscle, and the reason for that is when your body is building muscle, it takes energy to build muscle, and that takes a few days to regenerate that muscle. So even after your workout, it could be 2, 3, 4 days later, your body is still using stored energy and carbs that you eat to convert into muscle. So even after your workout is done, you're using energy, not just stored energy, but also energy that you're getting from your food, and you're putting that into muscle. The more muscle you have, the more percentage of muscle your body has, the easier it is for your body to deal with food. So you could have a lot of muscle, and you can actually have you can have more cheat days than you would be able to if you were only if you were eating cheat days, let's say, all the time, and you were overweight. So if you're in good shape, you can actually get away with a lot more than someone out of shape and gain less weight overall. And I would argue that the best type of exercise for losing fat is one that is sustainable, so one that you can continue to do, one that keeps you healthy, one that allows you, again, to build muscle, one that improves your movement abilities for functional fitness, which helps to prevent injury, which helps to allow you to move more, which allows you to burn more calories, which allows you to burn more stored fat. One that helps facilitate better sleep. If you're sleeping better, you are going to have less stress. Your body will not tell you that you need as much food, so you'll have fewer food cravings and you won't binge as much. And you also want a workout that helps to relieve stress. Again, the less stress you have, the more fat you will burn, the less weight you will hold on to. And how does yoga fit into this? Because this is Manflow Yoga. And I just told you that building muscle is the best way to lose fat. And the reason why yoga fits into this is because, number one, if you're doing yoga a particular way, you are going to burn fat with it. As long as you are doing your exercise in a way that breaks down muscle fibers, and that allows that gets to that burning sensation in your muscles, that gets to that point of fatigue, then you're going to build muscle. Now, that's one way to do it, and yoga is one way to do that, but you might not be able to build muscle with yoga if it's harder for you to put on muscle. So why would yoga for you guys still be beneficial? And the reason is because yoga enables you to do strength training more effectively. It also helps you recover from your workouts and prevent injuries so you can continue to work out. So my recommendation for yoga is that it serves as a complement to your other training. It also serves as a foundation of your physical fitness. Before you do a squat with weight, you should be able to do a squat without weight. Before you do a bench press, you should be able to do a push-up. You should be able to do a plank. You should have the proper core stability to be able to do a deadlift. You should have the proper hamstring and hip mobility to be able to do other basic lifting exercises or basic resistance training exercises. So yoga fits into this because, again, it makes you better at those exercises and those workouts that help you lose weight. It is itself, if done in a certain way, will help you lose weight. Manful yoga is one of those types of yoga that will help you lose weight because of our emphasis on muscle activation and on muscle growth. And it's going to help you, and again, yoga is going to help you lose weight because it helps to prevent injury, which allows you to keep working out, to keep being healthy, to avoid being sedentary, and that's going to help you lose weight. All right, so that's the exercise portion. Basically, we want to do exercise that's improving our movement abilities, that's preventing injury, and that's building muscle. And you know, if you don't enjoy exercise, we want to find a type of exercise that you do enjoy, so it's sustainable. You know, if it's a type of exercise you hate, probably not sustainable. So go out and find something that you enjoy. And if you don't enjoy anything, then you just must force yourself to do something. You got to find the reasons that are driving you. We can talk about that for a whole nother hour another time. Number two, let's talk about general nutrition guidelines for losing fat. Any questions that I can respond to here? Hello, people joining. What's up, Jez? Mark Wolf just started watching. Welcome, cool. Weird foot comments, okay. YouTube, let's see here. Do you have any sequences for poses psoas strengthening? Yep, go to my YouTube channel, it's there. Search hip flexor. Gimmicky yoga trends like goat yoga. No, goat yoga has no benefits. It's a gimmick, it's stupid. Do not do goat yoga if you're interested in fitness. No, okay, let's go back to the Facebook comments. So let's talk about nutrition. When it comes to nutrition and losing weight, basically people eat way too many carbs, we eat way too much sugar, we eat way too many processed foods. Nutrition is easy if you're willing to do it. Everybody knows what you need to do. For the most part, people know what they need to do to lose weight when it comes to nutrition. We just aren't willing to do it, or you're going to make excuses about how you don't have time. Your body doesn't take excuses. It takes what you give it. So you can tell me all about how you don't have time, how you're too busy. Your body doesn't listen to the excuses. I don't give a crap. So if you want to lose weight, do what your body needs. And that's pretty much all you can do. What your body needs, it's going to need more vegetables, it's going to need less sugar, it's going to need less processed foods. Basically, you want real food. You want to have high quality protein like salmon, like wild caught salmon. You want to have grass fed beef. You want to have, that's what I have. You want to have free range chicken or organic chicken from free range, whatever it is. Again, high quality proteins. You want to have lots of green vegetables, mostly types of vegetables like broccoli, cauliflower, spinach, kale, super greens. And you can have some fruit, but recognize that fruit is sugar and you don't need to have really much more than one fruit per day, if that. Avoid processed foods. Basically, you want to make your food from scratch as much as possible. Spices are good. Seasoning is good. You want to avoid sauces because those are usually high in sodium. They're usually filled with preservatives. So again, you just want to get to the source as much as possible. Eat lots of greens, eat lots of high quality protein, use spices, use seasoning, avoid sauces, and you really want to avoid carbs, you really want to avoid bread. So if you are trying to lose weight, you don't need bread. You don't need pasta. You already have stored weight. You already have carbs. I mean, you already have stored fat. You already have energy. So you can take out the pastas, you can take out the grains, you can take out the breads. If you are working out really intensely, you can have carbs either leading up to your meal and after the meal, but otherwise you do not need to eat carbs. And when I say carbs, I'm referring to foods that are higher in carbs, like bread, pasta. You still want to have vegetables. Those are technically carbs, so you should still be eating those. But again, you do not need pasta. You don't need grains. You really don't. If you're trying to lose weight, I would X out all carbs. If you do actually need carbs, I would say sweet potatoes are a go-to. That's a great complex carb. Spaghetti squash. So I would eat plants for carbs, and again, avoid grains. Um, let's talk about some of the current buzz diets. Like we've got ketogenic diets. We've got intermittent fasting is very popular right now. Bulletproof diets, paleo diets, and the thing is that all of these diets work if you stick with them. So find a diet that you like, choose it, and stick with it. But again, it's got to be something that you enjoy. Reason why intermittent fasting is good is because you're not eating for much of the day, and you probably, again, don't need that much, you probably don't need that many carbs, or need to consume that many carbs if you're already overweight, because again, you have stored fat, and you're probably overweight because you're not super active. So if you're really active, if you're looking for performance, you probably shouldn't be doing intermittent fasting. But if you aren't working out 2 hours a day or 3 hours a day, or you're not focused on performance, then you can do intermittent fasting and you'll be fine. Intermittent fasting is really effective. Personally, for me, I noticed when I was doing it, it was very effective. I was really lean when I was only having when I was doing what I was doing, with only eating pretty much greens and protein and high quality protein, and doing intermittent fasting in the morning, basically having a smoothie and not eating until 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon. So that personally was very effective for me. But again, you just want to find a type of diet that works with you. You need to make sure that it's low in carbs. So you don't want to do the standard American diet. And the other thing I would mention is you need to have healthy fats. So there are a lot of doctors that will tell you that you shouldn't be eating the one diet over another that I would recommend. Clayton, yeah, I would recommend I would recommend pretty much a low carb diet with high fats, with high healthy fats. I don't know if there's a particular diet. I don't know if what I do or what I recommend has a particular name, but the diet that I recommend is high quality protein, lots of vegetables, not a lot of pasta, not a lot of carbs like bread or processed grains, and high in healthy fats like olive oil, avocados, wild caught salmon, those kind of things, almonds. All right, so kind of getting back into other things that you do need to make sure that you're eating fat. So again, high quality sources of fat include avocados, olive oil, wild caught Alaskan salmon, high quality butter even, grass-fed butter. So I've personally noticed that when I'm having lots of high quality fats that I'm super lean. That's just for me personally. It might be different for you. But you're going to make up for those fewer carbs with more healthy fats and more vegetables. So fats tell your body that you are full, that you don't need any more food. They help with promoting the rest and digest state, which helps to relieve stress. They help increase your sleep quality. So fats are really good for you as long as they're high quality, healthy sources of fat. If you just search healthy fats, Mediterranean diet, you'll find a lot of other healthy fats. Again, olive products. So there are tons of healthy fats. It's just working them into your diet. All right, so those are kind of general guidelines for nutrition and losing fat. I don't count calories because I focus on the quality of the food and basically the content of the food rather than the quantity of the food. If you're eating healthy foods, you're going to lose weight as long as you're not being stupid about it and adding a plate of butter to every meal or tons of calories to every meal. But if you're focusing on eating a decent size or like a moderate proportion of high quality meat and you're eating tons of vegetables with that, you're going to lose weight. It's just going to happen. And again, Pairing that with healthy sleep, pairing that with a good exercise program focused on building muscle and stress management. So making sure that you're doing, going for a walk every day or doing meditation, you are going to lose weight. Again, exercise, and now let's move on to kind of exercise specific. So how do you start a program for losing weight and burning fat? So I would recommend that if you're trying to lose weight right now and you're not really sure how to start with a program, my first recommendation would be to find a program and follow it. The reason for, and the program should focus on teaching you proper technique first. You want to make sure that you are doing the exercises safely and effectively. And if you don't have the proper technique, then you could get injured, you could set up poor movement patterns that you have to fix later on. And you're basically just, instead of coming at it intelligently, you're coming at it not intelligently. So I want you to, if you're starting a workout program, you should be focused on following a program that allows for that teaches you proper technique, that helps you make sure you're doing the exercise correctly. Again, if you're not, higher risk for injury. When you're injured, you can't work out. When you can't work out, easier to gain weight. So first thing I would do is find a program that's focused on technique. I think that yoga forms a really fantastic basis for physical fitness as long as it's taught properly, as long as it's focused on the proper technique, focused on the proper muscle activation, because it's slow moving, because it allows you to slow down and focus on the proper technique, focus on what your body should be feeling, and it allows you to develop mastery over your body with just body weight. I think before you move on to weights, you should be able to control your body. And again, you should be able to use your body, integrating your core with full body movements, and everything that you're going to learn in at least in my yoga program, is going to teach you that. I also want to give a quick plug for a program we're starting next month in the members area called the Strength Foundations course. This is going to teach you exactly what you need to start a workout program effectively. We're going to start on July, I think, 2nd, or whatever that first Monday of July is. It's going to be a really awesome program. It will teach you everything that you need to do with your body when you're exercising, when you're working out. So anyways, that starts July 2nd, and that's going to teach you everything what I'm talking about here in terms of starting a program and making sure you're doing things with proper technique. I show you in that program. Some other things about exercise specifics: you want to make sure that you are avoiding a high impact or cardio focused program if you're trying to lose weight. Again, the reason for that is because high impact with more weight is more stress on your joints. You probably don't have the necessary strength in your muscles yet to support your joints. So that's going to increase your risk of injury. It's just going to feel pretty uncomfortable. So I would focus on low impact or no impact at first. Again, that's stuff like yoga, slow moving body weight exercises, and also starting off with a resistance training program. So a light resistance training program, making sure that you're focusing on the proper technique before you increase the resistance or increase the weight. But again, something that's teaching you how to move your body correctly, and slowly making sure that you're not doing something fast or something high impact like running or CrossFit or something like that. Clayton just asked, I'm currently doing one of your yoga classes and running. Do you recommend adding weight training program as well? Clayton, yes, I do. I do recommend doing weight training, and again, the reason for that is because number one, it's going to help support muscle growth and make you better at what you're doing. And number two, it's going to hit muscles that you're not getting in your running and in yoga. Yoga is great because we're doing balance training, we're doing muscle activation training, we are doing mobility and flexibility, we're doing isometric strength building. One thing that yoga does not do is pulling exercises though. So we're not doing any sort of pull-ups, we're not doing any sort of rows. And in order to keep your shoulders healthy and keep your back strong, you need to be doing that. So I do recommend adding a weight training program, if not for your lower body, at least for doing those lat pull down or those rowing exercises to keep your shoulders healthy and avoid injury there. And if you do want to add on a significant amount of muscle, then I do recommend it, and you want to do it more quickly, I do recommend weight training for that reason. All right, and then a little bit more specific on nutrition. What do you get? What do you do when you get cravings? One of the things I hear about is when you're overweight is that you get these cravings that you need to eat food. The reason why you get these cravings is number one because your body's actually addicted to food. Mainly, it's addicted to sugars. And if you look, just Google this or type this out on YouTube or whatever it is. But look at your brain when you eat sugar, and look at your brain when you take cocaine. I'm serious. Look at what happens to your brain. It's the same response. So one reason why you get cravings is because you're actually addicted to sugar. Sorry to say it. That might be another reason why bringing up diet could be a sore spot for a lot of people. Is because they are actually addicted to sugar. So when you bring up, hey, we need to clean up your diet. I'm concerned about your health. The reason why they might respond so vociferously is because they're actually addicted to sugar and they don't know it or they don't want to admit it. So when you get those cravings, it's important to think about, well, why am I getting this craving right now? If you're getting it, and if you think about what you've had during the day, so if you think about, okay, well, I had breakfast, I had lunch, I've had water, so I'm not thirsty. That might be one reason. Number one, you might be thirsty. So the first thing to do is when you get a craving is go drink a nice big glass of water, lukewarm or room temperature. You shouldn't be drinking cold water. Go drink a nice big glass of water, about 16 ounces, and then wait 15 minutes and see how you feel after that. If you're feeling better, you were thirsty. Other reasons why you might get cravings is you didn't sleep well last night. So if you didn't sleep well last night, if you only had 6 hours of sleep, or maybe you were tossing and turning, when your body has less sleep, it thinks that it needs more energy. So it's going to give you signals that, hey, I need some sugar, or like, hey, my energy is low, I need some more food. So in this case, it could be because you slept less, and you just have to ignore that craving. There's really there's nothing that I can tell you that will make that craving go away. You just need to ignore the craving. That will work for a limited amount of time. Some other tricks that you can use to kind of bypass the cravings. You could have water with lemon in it, so add in some lemon juice or add in a pinch of lemon, and that will help. You could also do, what I like to do is I'll add in sea salt and lime juice. If I'm feeling really hungry and I know that I shouldn't be hungry, then I will have water with sea salt and lime juice. You could also just have something else. Instead of having something unhealthy, you could have some vegetables. And if you look at the vegetables and you say, oh, I'm really not hungry for these at all, then you're probably not hungry. Your body, you could just be bored. That's another thing. A lot of people are just bored when they get cravings. So you just crave something to do. So go for a walk. Go read a book. Go do something engaging. The other recommendation I have for avoiding cravings is just make food unavailable. So if you work at home, make sure that you don't have shitty foods in your cupboard. If you work at the office, don't keep food in your desk. Don't keep, snack bars. I would recommend having, the other thing you can do is have fats instead. So if you have maybe a handful of almonds, maybe you have some nuts, or maybe like even eating avocado, just eating the avocado straight. I think avocados are delicious personally. So if you have some healthy fats, that will help you avoid the craving, because again, fats tell your body that you are full. So there's a lot of things that you can do to avoid cravings. I just mentioned a bunch of them, but a lot of it's just going to come down to recognizing that you don't really need it and you need to avoid it. You just need to practice. You just need to practice not giving into your cravings, and that's just something that takes time. I used to get cravings. I wouldn't call them cravings, but I used to eat probably junk food once every other day or every day, and then that was when I worked from home. And eventually I just got to the point where I ignored those urges, or I said, no, you're not gonna eat that cookie, or you're not gonna eat that. And now I hardly ever have junk food. And it's just because I practice it. I got into the habit of not doing it. So yeah, I think that's a pretty good presentation for today. How long did we go?
About 45.
Holy crap, we went 45 minutes. All right, so we've got a bunch of information today. We talked about, in general, how do you lose fat? Again, a combination of exercise, nutrition, diet, and stress management. We talked about the benefits of losing fat, so decreasing your risk of disease, being more attractive, another one. We talked about exercise for losing weight. Heidi, you used to do so many live streams. You stopped doing them. How often? How comes? Because I'm busy, and I'm also doing them 2 or 3 times a week, which I think is a lot. Sorry, responding to comments. Also, I put tons of content out on my website, manflowyoga.com. So if you think that I'm not putting out a lot of content, go to my website, and that's where I'm putting out workouts weekly. Because all this stuff costs money, the lights, the cameras, the things, and I'm also giving you a better service on my website. So if you're looking for more organized content, workout programs, and if you want to join the community, check out the website, manflowyoga.com. It's just $1 to join, and you can choose from annual, 3-month, or month to month. And that's where you're gonna find all the organized content, the higher quality workouts, with multiple camera angles and full-on programs to actually get results, like bulletproof your knees, bulletproof your back, the posture fix, guy yoga, all that kind of stuff. So again, we talked about exercise and losing weight. So what types of exercise are good for losing weight? What should you avoid if you're trying to lose weight in terms of exercise? My basically thesis for that is you should be focusing on building muscle, improving your movement abilities, and finding something that's sustainable. So something that you enjoy, something that doesn't break down your body too much, and something that is again sustainable or fun. I think yoga fits into this because it enables you to do all of those things. It's also a great workout, if done right, for building muscle. All right, general guidelines for using nutrition and losing fat. We talked about basically eating more vegetables, cutting back on sugars altogether, avoiding carbs like bread, pasta, noodles, and that kind of thing, and eating high quality fats and high quality protein. Other stuff, how do you start a program? I would focus on a program that builds proper technique. Again, all of my programs really focus on technique, and I've got a really exciting one coming out next month, starting in the members area. It's going to be a challenge, 3 workouts per week. This is called the Strength Foundations course. It will teach you basically everything that you should know about using your body properly for exercise. It's going to make you better at yoga. It will make you better at weightlifting. It'll make you a better runner. Basically, it will make you exercise better and avoid injury and improve your performance. It's a program I'm really excited about. It's going to be a lot of fun. And then finally, we talked about some nutrition specifics, how to avoid cravings, what to do when you get cravings. Basically, you can do something to avoid the craving. You can be mindful and think about why you have the craving in the first place. And you can use some practices to basically satisfy the cravings without actually giving in to eating a bunch of carbs and sugar. Do you think going for a heavy workout after a long break is good? No, I don't. I think that easing back into it is better, because if you go into a heavy workout after a long break, you might not be doing it with proper form, and also you're probably going to be taking yourself out of exercise for the next few days. You haven't worked out in months and you just jump straight into a program and go really hard that first day. So you always want to ease back into programs. I would not, jump back in too hard. It's about the long term. Exercise is a marathon. It's not a sprint. So and in that sense, I mean not for marathon runners. I mean for people who don't run marathons. So you want to do a sustainable amount of exercise every day, as opposed to doing one workout that takes you out for a week at a time, because that's actually going to hurt your body. All right, cool. So I think I got all the questions except the ridiculous ones. If you're not already subscribed to this YouTube channel and you're looking for no bullshit information on how to get stronger with yoga and fitness in general, I invite you to subscribe. And if you're looking for more content, check out my website at manflowyoga.com. That is where I put full workout programs, more workouts than you see here, nutrition, diet information. And we've also got the Manflow Yoga community, which is a really awesome group of people that are dedicated to improving their fitness through yoga. Very motivational, very inspirational group. And I post in that group every day, interact with every post. We just started sharing photos of our performance and poses, which is really cool. Anyways, something I'm pretty excited about. And you can join that for just $1 at manflowyoga.com and get started. All right, cool. So I'm gonna get off because I'm really hungry and I've been talking for about an hour now. And I'll see you guys on, actually, I'll be here tomorrow. So we'll be doing a 12 o'clock free live workout on YouTube, Facebook, and on Instagram tomorrow at 12 p.m. Central Time. That is 1 p.m. Eastern Time and let me do math, and 10 a.m. Pacific Time. So join me tomorrow at 12 p.m. We're gonna be doing a live workout. All right, guys, I'll see you later. Thanks for joining me. Have a good one. Fucking foot